Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of this contest will be John Latham. Introducing first the fighter in the red corner, wearing white and silver, weighing in at 10 stone, 3 pounds, 12 ounces. He joins us with a record of 20 wins, 10 losses, and 1 bout even, including 8 wins inside the distance, hailing from Argentina. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Miguel Antin. Introducing his opponent in the blue corner, wearing black and gold, weighing in at 10 stone, 3 pounds, 13 ounces. His professional record stands at 14 wins, 2 defeats, including 7 wins inside the distance. Fighting out of Manchester, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Kane Gardner.
Antin. Right, lads, you don't expect from you both, you obey the instructions at all times. When I take to break, you both break clean, defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to both. Touch gloves.
Well, Kane Gardner comes here off the back of a career best win against Marios Matamba in Glasgow last time. Matamba, a really good, useful South African who was 12-1 and had 10 stoppage wins, but Gardner outworked him, won it by a couple of rounds, and tonight he's up against Miguel Antin, El Gato, the cat, who's going to come here to fight, but does so with a record of 20-10-1. He did win a unanimous decision earlier this month back in Argentina against Miguel Angel Correa. He fights here 15 days later. Gardner will be looking for a way to get him out of there and make a statement here, Richie.
Most certainly. Boxing someone who's at 31 contests, then it is a bit of a risk. The Argentinians tend to be very tough opponents. But already Gardner is looking on that front foot, and Antin just making a few mistakes early on. Look at his lead hand is far too low as he's walking forward, so he's got to watch what he's doing here. Gardner's already looking for that right hand, keeping his guard nice and high, watching Antin coming forward. And Antin, like I say, just keeps moving into punching range, but look how low his lead hand is, and he'll walk onto a right hand. He's got to be careful.
Well, Gardner does have 7 wins by knockout. Been beaten a couple of times, lost a rematch against Ben Fields in May 2019, having beaten him on points here. Lost to him at the Victoria Warehouse. His other defeat was in the semi-final of Ultimate Boxer over 3 against Tom Farrell. But after that win against Matamba, he believes he can really put a run together at the age of just 27. Still plenty of miles in the tank for Sugar Kane. Antin has fought on 6 previous occasions in Europe. Has lost on each of those occasions in Poland, Germany, Belgium, France, and in Barcelona as well. Gardner starting to pile on the pressure a bit here.
Yeah, a couple of good shots went in there. The best one for me there was just a short jab from Gardner that started that little sequence off. Lovely shot, clean punch. And
Antin was hurt there.
Yeah, he was. And what followed up also from Gardner was good, but that single shot, that left jab, was a super little punch indeed.
I think there was a right to the body when they were up close, Richie, that hurt Antin there. Responds with a body shot of his own. Big at the weight as well, isn't he, Gardner?
Yeah, he's massive. Just taking a look at his opponent here. Nice high guard, Gardner. Just trying to close that gap down. Antin has kept the movement going in this opening round. Like I said, there's lots of flaws in his style. work from Gardner in this round. Switching the attack there, a couple of little uppercuts. Antin trying to come back with his own work, but the quality of his punching isn't as good as Gardner. Gardner, for me, it was a good opening round, a positive round. It's a fairly awkward opponent.
Kane Gardner was meant to be fighting Conor Walker here. Walker narrowly lost the challenge to Samuel Antwi's English welterweight title in Cardiff in February, but he's got a hand injury. That'll be a good scrap, though. They still want to make that. Gardner gets through this.
They say the best form of defence is attack, and Antin, fair play to him. The bell's gone, and he's come out on the front foot in this second round. But again, got to watch what he's doing as he is coming forward. Also open to a right uppercut here, Dave. Straight right hand or right uppercut from Gardner could do the business here. But Antin, fair play to him on that front foot, taking the contest to his opponent.
He's a very good amateur, Kane Gardner, at Droylsden ABC, represented England, turned pro in 2017. Here's a familiar story. Started boxing when he was 9 years old at the local youth centre. Quite like his style. He said his mum got peace and quiet for just 50p a session, and it's turned into this.
Excellent stuff.
Those were the days, 50p a session.
Yeah, 50p a session.
Good shots,
good
these.
right
There's
hand.
that right uppercut, and there was a right hook in there as well. But Antin, to his credit, is fighting back here.
Yeah, tough guy. Been stopped 5 times in the 10 losses that he's had. Antin. But when they're from Argentina or the South American boxers, hard as nails, they really are. And they always seem to take a good shot, and again Antin coming back after taking a couple of good punches in this round.
And he's no mug, Antin. He's in Manchester in April, fought to a 6-round draw against Luke Evans, who was 11-0 at the time. It's a good result, that, from Antin. He's a tough character, and now he starts to try and put Gardner under pressure.
Good work from Antin. That was 3 or 4 shots straight as a die right through the guard of Gardner. And Gardner has blocked most of the punches that have been coming his way with that high guard, but a couple got through there, so that was good from Antin.
And there was a message to Gardner: you're not going to have it all your own way. We head into the final 40 seconds or so of this second round. Antin's making a case to maybe win this second round here.
Much better round for Antin. He's responded well. Put a good burst together there, then you can feel that he's probably feeling the pace a little bit, so he gets on his bike. And again, there's those straight shots, so he's competing really well here, Antin. Good shot from him, and again.
Yeah, that found a way through. Gardner covering up, but not blocking those shots. He's expending an awful lot of energy here, the man from Argentina. That's a good round from Miguel Antin.
Much better round from Antin. He's probably levelled the contest up. Really responded here. Look at those shots getting through the guard of Gardner. So good stuff from him. His feet are all over the place, keep crossing, but nevertheless, he's effective in what he's doing. Seems to box in spurts, then goes walkabout. But good work from him there. 3-4 shots. Then he gets Gardner at the end of the round with a couple of good right hands there. So that's excellent stuff from the Argentinian. And for me, he's taken that second round.
Yeah, they wanted a test here for Kane Gardner, and he's certainly getting one. There was just a sense, though, Richie, that Antin put an awful lot into that round. He was really piling on the pressure. Going for broke maybe a little bit, certainly trying to make Gardner sit up and take notice, and he got his attention there.
I think Gardner's just got to concentrate a little bit more here, Dave. He's let Antin come back at him in that round. And again, he's just opting to get up close to Gardner. up to Antin, but I think that sometimes is actually favouring Antin. I think Gardner, if he keeps it nice and long and keeps the punches straight, I think Antin's a fairly easy target to hit as he's coming forward. I mean, look how low his hands are there. So it's the jab and maybe a right uppercut through the middle for Gardner, but he's just got to concentrate a little bit better.
Did win his first 18 fights, Miguel Antin, but then just 2 of the next 13 as he moved up in level a little bit. He's obviously not without ability, and he's a tough man as well.
See, that's better boxing there from Gardner. Just simple stuff, nice straight punches. Now again, Antin's coming on that front foot, but fairly predictable and fairly easy to hit. So you've got to hit and move against him, I think, here as Gardner. But just maintain that gap. Box mid to long range against this sort of opponent.
Antin at times is making Gardner look a bit clumsy with that jab.
I think
coming forward here. Gardner momentarily just switching there. I'm not sure that's a great idea. Back to orthodox.
you can see that Antin he struggles, doesn't he, when Gardner's keeping him at bay, keeping him at range. That's a better right hand, lovely shot from Gardner. But when Antin's up close, it's a different kettle of fish. That's when he can be dangerous. But for Gardner now, he's boxing sensible behind those straight shots.
See, Antin's just egging Gardner on there. He's making Gardner miss plenty, you know, here, Miguel Antin.
Having a boxing round, miles better, especially the first 2 minutes. Yeah, you do that, pop, come right onto that right hand then. Yeah, feel that better, miles better. Don't worry, it'll come, he'll get that jab, it's just the one that's going to break him up with it. So you can start going there. Don't get sucked in when he gets on the ropes, come on, don't get sucked in. But lovely that, first 2 minutes. Yeah, same again. What round is it? 4. Yeah, same again, round 4. Then 5 and 6 you can push a little bit again. See how it goes. Yeah? Good lad. Good lad.
Round 4.
Well, the game plan was pretty clear there from Ian Harrison in the Kane Gardner corner. Richie was nodding his head in approval anyway.
Yeah, good coaching again, just sensible coaching, and he said there, didn't he, don't get sucked in, so he doesn't want him to hold his feet or get sucked in on the ropes, just to maintain the gap, and you do that with that jab. That's good boxing, just adjusting his feet like there and then just bringing a little left hook into play. But yes, he's working he's boxing to instructions to his coach, and yeah, he's boxing well. He's making it simple, Dave. You don't box to your opponent's strength, and by standing and trading with this guy and boxing it short and mid-range, you bring Antin right into it, and then it's a 50-50.
It's a better jab from Gardner. Start to see where Antin gets the cat nickname from, can't you? Very lithe and quick on his feet and making himself hard to hit.
He's mimicking, isn't he, for him to come forward, wants Gardner to come forward, because he wants to trade it short and mid-range and make it a real scrap. That's what Antin would prefer. So it's all about listening to your coach, boxing sensible, mid-long range, keep him on the end of that jab.
Yeah, that's why it was such good advice, wasn't it? Don't get sucked in.
Don't get sucked in, that's what he was talking about, yeah.
Much better from Gardner in this 4th round. Antin had that success in round 2, a little bit in round 3, but Gardner, maybe you just sense is starting to take over a bit here.
Yeah, because he, like I said before, Dave, he's boxing to instructions and he's boxing sensibly here. And this type of contest is not only physical, but it's mentally as well, where you can get drawn in. You can just choose the wrong tactics by standing and trading, so you have to keep switched on. So mentally you've got to be on the ball and listen to your coach and box to your strengths and what the coach is saying. Box mid and long behind that jab, that long straight right hand. You can't afford to lose that concentration.
Just grabbed hold of Kane Gardner's left leg there, slightly curious fashion. He's trying to drive Gardner back at the end of the round, trying to have a little bit of success here. It's always a sign, I think, that a fighter's tiring.
Good experience as well there from Antin. He knew the last 10 seconds were coming up, so he wanted to try and impress the judge. Finish strong.
Vamos bien. ¿Cómo te sientes tú de aire? Empezamos el quinto ya. Bueno, súbeme la mano, yo te digo, sube la mano para que te baje la sangre, ¿vale? La sangre baja al cuerpo, ¿vale? Que no te pesen tanto las manos, ¿vale? Estamos bien, está fallando mucho, no te...
Back as well. He said he throws, he jumps in like Luke, doesn't he? Yeah, jumps in. So just half a shift.
Yes, come on.
One more. No, jumps in, Miguel.
Definitely a more confident corner. Ian Harrison with Kane Gardner, who won the University Championships as an amateur, which takes some winning. Boxed for Salford University when he was doing a degree in exercise and health, setting himself up before he embarked on a professional boxing career. Very sensible young man. And of course, it helps in his nutrition and preparation as well that he has that degree.
Yeah, clever lad. Good. It all helps, Dave. Being a professional boxer. Again, Gardner just sensibly there, just using that jab, adjusting his feet as the opponent again comes off those ropes. And that's what the coach in the corner was saying, wasn't he? Just to adjust your feet if he rushes forward. So again, he's boxing well. He's doing the basics very well with that jab and not overreaching and falling in.
He could fall into the trap here and chasing Antin round the ring a bit, couldn't he? And Antin's trying to get him to do that.
Better work from Antin. Mainly because Gardner's just allowed him just to close that gap down, and that's where Antin wants to work on the inside. So this is better work now from Antin. And again, it's mainly because Gardner's just holding his feet and he's just allowed his opponent to close the gap.
Doing that, grabbing the leg thing again there. Not in the cage. Yeah. MMA move that from Antin. Left hook there from Gardner, and then a right uppercut was a good sneaky shot. Did he one or two of those punches looked a little bit low, but Gardner banging to the body.
Antin there, you can see he is tiring, isn't he? Just sitting on those ropes. a deceiving boxer, Antin. You think he's tiring, and then he comes back with 3 and 4 shots like that. Tough man.
He's conserving energy, isn't he? He's just trying to fight in bursts here, Antin.
Yeah.
Did get a late call for this. I mentioned it was meant to be Conor Walker, so he's kept himself in good enough shape, Antin. But he might not be quite in peak condition. Good work here, though, from him again.
Yeah, much better work, Antin again there, putting the shots together. Again, Gardner just holding his feet and
just off balance for a moment there, Antin, wasn't he? But I think he's tired. I don't think it was he was hurt in any way or buzzed. Just stumbled backwards. But he is breathing very heavily now.
He is, but that's a better round for Antin. Again, he's boxing in bursts, but he's putting some good shots together. Gardner occasionally just holding his feet probably a little bit too long, and like I said, just brings Antin into it a little bit more. So he had some success there, Antin.
Cruzamos cuando tengamos poder nosotros. Si no tenemos poder, no cruzamos, ¿vale? Lo digo porque él está buscando eso, que te quedes ahí con él a golpe. Pero cuando tú te lo cuentas, cuando no mientras te mueves. Te coges con él y agarra que pase el tiempo, ¿vale?
Let it flow, you can let it flow, man. Don't let it get. Them little flurries.
George Schofield in there, along with Ian Harrison in that Kane Gardner corner. Burnt is Stanislao with Miguel Antin, who was slumped on his stool at the end of round 5.
I'd just like to see Gardner use probably the right uppercut a little bit more here, Dave. He's using the jab very well, but there's time and again, then that opportunity is there for him to throw that shot. Antin likes to close that gap, likes to rough it and tough it on the inside. His guard is not great, though. He's tough, most certainly takes a good shot, but I just think he's wide open for the right uppercut.
Just scratching away at his right eye there, Antin, as if he thought maybe a cut was going to appear there. Bit of swelling just around that right eye of the Argentine.
This is when he needs just to take a little step back here. Gardner doing some good work, but Antin, he prefers this type of contest, so you got to deny him that.
See how heavy, though, Antin is breathing now, just pushing out those punches a little bit.
Like I say, he's a deceiving sort of boxer, because you think he's tiring, and then he seems to get a second wind from somewhere. And he's a real decent opponent, isn't he, for Gardner here? He's having his 17th contest. Oh, that's good work. Just sensible boxing, basic jab. Good stuff. That wears you the opponent down. It really does. That jab. It's not a soft jab, is it? It's quite a hard punch, and that really stifles the attack of Antin.
This is a burst here now from Antin. Gone a bit earlier in the round than he has been doing, Antin. He's going to give himself a minute to try and make a dent here on Kane Gardner. He is, you're right, a really tough opponent.
Yeah,
it's a very, very tough workout for Kane Gardner, this. Underestimate a late replacement at your peril. Gardner's ahead in the fight, but Antin's making life hard.
Two more, yeah. You can see it's a little bit late, but that was a little bit better. Yeah. saying, you got to understand this jab's working great. But you go and jab and then falling in, not falling in, but you're just getting just a little bit too close.
I thought both boxers had success in this round. These jabs there, that was lovely stuff from Gardner. And his coach there just saying that then sometimes you're just getting a little bit too close after you've thrown that jab, so he just wants him to maintain the gap. Antin certainly played his part as well towards the end of the round.
Yeah, listen in, you've got to put your foot down last two. Come on.
Yeah, Ian Harrison just telling him to put his foot down for the last 2 rounds here. Just make sure. Maybe a late stoppage, but certainly make absolutely sure of a wide points win. Shows great respect for Antin. Respect that he has earned here.
Yeah, he's a great opponent, Antin. He really is a handful. I think he's tested Gardner, and it hasn't been all one way, has it? Gardner has really had to work, and occasionally when he has switched off and he's allowed Antin in on the inside, and Antin has had a lot of success. So this is a good test for Gardner, but now he's got to get back to what he does best with those straight shots. Better work from him, and just to maintain that gap. That's what his coach wants.
Nod of approval from Richie at the double, triple jab almost there from Gardner.
He's just making life so difficult for Antin to sit with a simple shot like that. Antin, good response from him because he knows he's been outboxed, so he's got on that front foot again. Better from Antin, but just gets caught with a simple straight left again from Gardner.
When he backs Gardner up and puts him under pressure.
Yeah, fair play.
Left hook again there from Antin. They're cheering Antin on in his corner.
That's a cracking shot. It really is, that left hook from Antin. He's responded well. He was being outboxed at the start of this round, and he knows he has to close the gap. So he's gone on that front foot, and he's had a bit of success. Again, this is when Gardner's got to concentrate, get your timing right with the jab, and just keep him at bay. But he's allowed him to close the gap again. Fair play to Antin.
There was almost a point in that round where Antin just turned into a very skillful street fighter. It was, I'm on the end of the jab, I'm getting nowhere, right. I'm going to step forward and I'm going to tee off here. Of course, it's a lot harder than that sounds, but very impressive from Antin. Left hook again there from Antin.
Yep, super shot.
He had him doing enough to win round 2. He might just be doing enough to win round 7 here.
Had a bit of success, hasn't he, launching that left hook. And again, he seems to have found a new lease on life, Antin.
And of course, if you could find another round for him, I'm not sure where it would be, but if you could, it would mean it was 4-3 going into the final round. Might be pushing it, but Antin's putting up a good show here.
Esa noche lo cazaste 3 veces o 4. Lo cazaste 3 veces o 4. Último round, tío. Último round. Hay que ganarlo. Lo ha ganado ese. Escúchame, 3 veces o 4 lo cogimos. Seguimos con ese trabajo.
Well, after being outboxed in the opening part of this round, he comes back with a couple of great shots. Look at that for a left hook from Antin. And really takes the contest then to Gardner, gets close. Look, that's a super punch. It really is. Gardner threw a slower jab, and he just slipped to the side and brings it across that left hook. Cracking shot.
Round for Antin for you, Richie?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've got to give it him there. He ended the round stronger, probably the last minute or so. But certainly cancels out the first minute, probably from Gardner.
So the 8th and final round, and Kane Gardner needs to stick to his work here, make sure he gets the job clinically done, definitively done. Don't leave anything to chance.
Yeah, this is what Gardner's got to do now. He's got to sort of up the pace and just finish and the show on a good note, but he's got to keep the punches nice and straight, and he's got to quicken the tempo a little bit, because that last round has given Antin what seems to be a little bit more confidence. So Gardner has got to snub that out and literally get back on that jab and throw plenty of them and keep your distance against this fella.
Antin just starting to play act a little bit here, which I don't think John Latham particularly likes. Referees tend not to, if you are trying to nick the final round. So fourth fight here at Bolton White's for Kane Gardner, and he's finding this difficult. Stopped Samuel Opogun here in round 4 and then won that fight against Matamba. Was hoping to build on that, but this fella has been really tricky.
It's been a great test for him, actually, Gardner. Much better work from Gardner.
And Antin tries to drive him back. Slip there from Antin. It's confirmed by John Latham. The Gardner will have learnt plenty. There'll be a lot to work on here. Seems silly to say that when he's in his 17th fight, but Antin has posed an awful lot of the problems here for Kane Gardner.
Well, obviously, you know, Gardner's still learning, Dave, and this has been a good test for him.
That's a good shot,
yeah.
2 good shots from Gardner, but Antin tries to respond. There's little pockets of quality from Gardner.
The main reason why Gardner's having a lot of success in this round is he's been boxing from the centre of the ring much more. He stayed off the ropes. He tends to be more vulnerable when he's in that position on the ropes, and that brings Antin really into it. But it's been a good display in this last round from Gardner. Kept the punches nice and straight, maintained that gap, and I think his coach will be a lot more pleased with him in this round.
That should close the show in terms of Kane Gardner getting the win. Take any questions out of it. Antin's trying to finish with a flourish. Big right hook there from Gardner. Good scrap that. Good performance from Antin, and Kane Gardner had an answer to most of what Antin did, but the Argentine was a threat right till the end there, Richie.
He was indeed. Great opponent for Gardner there. Tough, strong. And just when you think Gardner's going to step it up and maybe try and stop Antin, and Antin came back with 4 or 5 shots here and there and really put it on Kane Gardner. So yeah, it was a decent display, I think, from Gardner there against a tricky opponent, tough character, and it really made Gardner think for those 8 rounds. So that's a terrific workout for him. He's won the contest for me, but it wasn't easy. And at times, when he allowed Antin on the inside, Antin certainly had his success. So that's a good contest for Gardner.
Well, it will be interesting to hear how John Latham has scored it, and we can find that out now. Luca has the result for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecard. Our referee, John Latham, had this bout 78-75 in favor of your winner, Kane Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner to the power of 3, Antin very game and got the rounds that he deserved, but Gardner moves on, moves to 15-2 with a much needed win. 3 in a row now for him.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.